my beloved Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo, July into August 2021. And I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am. Angelo, Lyons, the Archangel of Lions, but you can call me Mal. Such a pleasure to be reading for you all today. I took a lovely little nap after the Sagittarius read. I was up at 7 a.m., getting ready to do videos and, just running a company, Drawing the Circle production since 1998. I had a handful of grapes, watched the latest episode of took a nap, and I am refreshed. Made myself a little cup of coffee. It's a huge cup of coffee, actually. And I'm ready to rock and roll, and I hope you are too. If you are new to my channel, a 7-card draw, or an 8, or a 5, or however many I do, is nothing more, in this case, than 7 different decks, 1 card each, to get you the clues, tips, and hints that you need about a specific time frame. We are looking at the timeline of the full moon in Aquarius, Friday, July 23rd, 10:37 p.m. Eastern Time. Not bad, right? You can absolutely hit your full moon energy there on a Friday night. That's lovely. And then a waning moon read, right? Goes from boop, 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 right? Full to dark to new. New moon in Leo, Sunday, 8/8. Yeah, I know it's a major planetary activation day. Look it up. I'm not going into it. I worked for the 11/11. I was like, I can't with the 8/8 and the 12/12 and the blah, blah, blah. Please don't make me do math, and that is at 9:50 a.m. Eastern as well. How nice of me to keep both the beginning and the ending in the same time zone. But other than that, it's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Cross-watchers, welcome, Check your other signs to get more information about what we're going to look at here in these next 7 cards. Because you might get more information on that or something else that you need to, forgive, release, wane, right? Minimize, pick your language there. Shadow work is a big part of that, right? Letting go, healing, alchemization from lead to gold, toxic to healthy, for the specific timeline. So, all I can ask for anybody, if you want to book me for a reading, because these have been intense this time around, and already people have been like, I think I need to talk to you. I'm like, it's okay. Spiritual counseling and or a reading. I can do both in 1 hour. Reach out to me. I never reach out. The reader should never reach out to clients. That's how you know you've got somebody scamming you, right? We're too busy. Way too busy to go reading the comment section and offering you special deals that we wouldn't offer to everybody, right? So, Instagram, Angelo Lyons, Facebook, Angelo Lyons in Holbrook, New York, Twitter at ProfWitch, links in the description box for that, as well as you can try emailing me at drawingthecircle@gmail.com, but give me a few days because the spam game is nuts over on Gmail if you're like me at all for some reason. So, other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Check out my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, $9.99 on Kindle. Go check it out. You can preview it for free. You don't need Kindle anymore. There's a Kindle app. I didn't know that until the book was published. So, thank you, Amazon, Kindle, whoever, whatever. Otherwise, let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box to give credit where credit is due. And we're going to start with the Caroline Myss Archetype deck to get you the 8th chakra dynamic that's overlighting everything, at least in this situation. This full to new. Please take one more nice deep breath. Okay, here we go. I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves of all involved, the 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, and the pantheon of all pantheons. Please, 1 card in clarity. Show us. What is the 8th chakra dynamic, the archetype, being alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy, pain to peace, illusion to truth, for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading from this full moon in Aquarius, waning to new in Leo. Woo, the King archetype. Now keep in mind, the way I learned tarot, the sign of Capricorn is the King of Pentacles. So, you know, I wouldn't call that a double whammy unless the King of Pentacles actually hits the table in some way. But this can be an incredibly toxic thing, right? Incredibly toxic in its shadow and really lovely in its light, like any archetype. But if you are in the United States of America, I suggest you check out a lovely audio video, however she puts it out, by Carolyn Mace, called The Sacred Contract of America, that we have as a nation. And if you're not, sorry, well, no, I'm sorry, you do you. I'm just saying this might not relate to you, but that we have the rebel revolutionary in the nation, in the national chart itself. So we don't do well with kings. Queens, we seem to be all right, right? RuPaul et al. The shadow attribute of the king. This is the shadow, the toxic, the lead. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, so they have to be waned off, burned off, transformed. Excessive feeling of entitlement, rulership without restraint. Now, I know that seems familiar for some reason. Oh yeah, I'm not talking about that stuff on YouTube. To alchemize that into the light king, enlightened, benevolent leadership, befitting those in charge. Now, this is a masculine family archetype. It has nothing to do with bodily gender because, of course, you hear it over and over on YouTube. We all have both masculine and feminine energy. I prefer saying yin and yang, honestly, because it doesn't involve body parts directly. But there is something powerful here, and you can have an archetype not just for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but when it's in the 8th chakra, it can be either your archetype, somebody else's that you're dealing with, a situation that you're in that calls for this power to be alchemized, even if you are in a horizontal relationship with it rather than a vertical one. Oh, how deep. Let's keep going. I don't have, well, I mean, I do have the king archetype. It backs up my teacher, so I'm the king in the classroom. That's why I can't wait to get in front of an actual pen board and classroom again. I mean, this video stuff has been great to work from home, but there's nothing like the one-on-one or the group dynamic, right? And answering questions out of the blue. I love that. And I am the king. That's Zeus for me. I throw lightning when I teach. It's kind of fun. Breathe. Healing with the Angels Oracle. Oh, yeah, finally, the earth signs. Oh, my goodness gracious, please, as I call upon the angels and archangels of the north, the element of earth and the sign of Capricorn, my Urielites, my Arielites, my Aureolites, please, what are the perfect healing angels that the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, need to call upon, right? They don't intervene unless you ask, to help them alchemize this king archetype, particularly the first word, enlightened, and then benevolent leadership. That's pretty cool. And we've got the healing angels of support. Now, if you are a member of a king's support system, support team, you know how dangerous that feels when they're not in the best mood, right? But if this is you, then this is certainly you being supported, maybe not by the people around you, but learning how to support yourself and heal yourself through support. Like, I happen to find naps in the afternoon a radical form of self-care and healing. Thank you very much, but I have only cats depending upon me and my career, right? So I'm cool. Like, I can do that. I am the king of my witch's castle, no question. But as a Capricorn, you know, sometimes we can really carry the load. I mean, even as just earth signs, we can carry a lot of people. So that benevolent thing, that benefiting those in your charge can come to excessive feelings of entitlement. Well, I did all this. So, you know, call to the healing angels to help you learn how to support yourself, or for them to bring you new ways of support, right? Like, I've been listening to Terry Pratchett audiobooks on YouTube, and that is just like the best support for my mind, for my heart. Sometimes I well up with tears. I miss him so much. What a brilliant author. Everything I really needed to learn about witchcraft I learned from Terry Pratchett novels, We Free Men, in particular that series, Tiffany Aching. So, you know, what does it take to deal with the king or be one in a place of leadership without becoming toxic? Know that you have the support of the angels. And it's funny, this is a very classic picture. I'm sure you've seen it. This goes all the way back, I think, to the late the early 80s, late 90s. And here for me is angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, and the ascended masters. These are the collective pantheons for me. So, you know, make a prayer, right? Grab a crystal, do something and say, you know, I call to the healing angels of support. Teach me new ways to support myself, or help bring to me, guide me to the appropriate healthy support, not toxic support. Because the last thing a king needs nowadays, regardless of gender, are yes people, right? Otherwise you've got the emperor's new clothes, well, the king's new clothes. He's not wearing nothing. Breathe. All right, with the king hovering above the crown in that 8th chakra, we're going to look at the crown chakra, the third eye, the throat, and the heart dynamic, the personal world, the internal world, the yin-internal world, right? Emotional power, willpower, mental power, spiritual power here, with the 8th chakra being mystical, divine power. What's going on that you need to be aware of inside of yourself? Keep in mind, this is a shadow read, but not necessarily getting a chakric attribute there so much, unless that support is really talking about physical support, and we'll get that in the next card. Breathe. Oh, as I call upon my goddess of earth in the sign of Capricorn, Persephone. Persephone, maiden of spring, lady of summer, queen of the underworld. Please, 3 cards in clarity for my beloved Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. You know, no flippers today. We've got the king in their 8th chakra. They need to call upon the healing angels of support, and really for a chunk of you, you might be dealing with a toxic boss, a toxic parent, a toxic someone in leadership. So not just supporting them, really learning how to support yourself there. So Persephone, please clarify what's going on in their heart, throat, third eye, crown here that they really need to acknowledge, look at, embrace, do the shadow work here, this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. And sure enough, earthquake, the 5 of Pentacles. So you're shook up. You're shook up physically, viscerally, which is probably, viscerally, I mean, you can be shaking. Shaking out of fear of loss, as well as you might just be going through a radical change. To me, this is my minor arcana version of the Tower card. Maybe it's biological. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. I mean, I'm obviously not medically diagnosing somebody here on YouTube in a general read, but something inside of you that has definitely been shook up. And sure, if that is because of a 5 of Pentacles, being left out in the cold, or in financial lack, or just not having the things that you need to support you, heart, throat, third eye, crown. That's why the next card down is going to give us the externals, the more physical level of power. This is definitely being shook up because of a change. How long does an earthquake, I used to ask my clients, how long does an earthquake last? And one of them said a couple of minutes. I'm like, that's a big ass earthquake. No, like 10 seconds worth of earthquake, depending on Richter scale, can be absolutely devastating, but it happens quickly. So maybe there's a king who threw some lightning, or maybe there's a major upset in you that has changed the game for you, and you really need support. Particularly, like, for some reason, the nap thing seems very relatable. If you are shook up, to settle it down. Give yourself space by yourself, time for yourself, rest, and focus on your breath. I've been doing a lot of breath work videos that I found on YouTube. Dan Vadnais, Vadnais, he's so cute. Maybe shouldn't say that, but he really is. I'm like, make me breathe, Dan. Okay. I'm an earth sign. What do you want? I can't help them, but when they're cute, he's like a healthy goat boy. I've seen plenty of unhealthy goat boys. Oh, I forgot I'm talking to Capricorn. We'll be talking to a goat boy. Let's keep this light, shall we? Capricorn said no one ever. The Mythic Tarot. What's this look like from the outside looking in at you? Or from the inside, you looking out at some aspect of the physical here. Hopefully this will clarify whether or not you are dealing with this king, or somebody is dealing with you as king. And then again, it could be both, particularly if you are equally matched. Please take a nice deep breath. Particularly with that 5 of Pentacles on the inner. Something's going on the outer here. as I call upon my gods of Earth and the sign of Capricorn Kronos in particular, please. One card in clarity for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the King archetype with the healing angels of support. And that feels so pivotal that they really just call by name, by title, by function to the healing angels of support to help them support themselves and perhaps others here, particularly with that Five of Pentacles, the earthquake. How do you find support when you've got that going on the inside? What does this look like on the outside? Lower three chakras, root, sacrum, solar plexus. This full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. And we've got the Emperor, Zeus, and there's your double whammy. Granted, it's not a king. It is the Emperor. But my God, they look almost exactly alike. I mean, okay, the king here is wearing red, Zeus is wearing blue. But remember I said about throw lightning? Well, there he's got lightning in his hand. So yeah, you got a double whammy here. You are dealing with it again, and that this doesn't really clarify in the sense that this can be you from the outside looking in, or looking at you from the outside, horizontal trajectory, or you are dealing with somebody that is about to, if not already, has thrown lightning. Now, for some of you, the lightning has not been thrown yet, so it's just that. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Or it can be you've got the lightning in your hand, and you're like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Because the Emperor, as we know, is certainly a divine masculine energy, as is this is a masculine family archetype, having to do with the yang force, initiation, starting something, but particularly with a sense of control. Now, I do agree that all of the kings in the minor arcana put together make the Emperor. I'm okay with that, right? Fire, earth, air, water. This would be then the spirit king. And that's why the alchemy here into the light is really important, because how many people does it take to support a king? Hundreds, thousands, a nation, a kingdom, if you will. But how much damage can one toxic person make? One toxic king make to an entire tribe, what have you? Nation. So there's a lot of power here, and that would make me, I mean, I'm the president of Joining the Circle Productions. I'm the king of my own life, a prince in my larger family, and I'm okay with that too, if we're going to use royal archetype. But allow this to settle down. You are in need of support, I feel, either way. Whether, and again, for some reason, I feel like for some of you, it's both. You are both the Emperor and in service to a king in service to an emperor, some way, shape, or form. Let's keep going. Mythic Tarot opens us up to the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Now, I will tell you, these mantras work. If you work them like anything else, they're not affirmations. They're not about trying to make you think something, to make something happen. They're all about your healing, which is why I dedicate this deck to the Ascended Masters, right? Because they want us to heal, so that we can do what we came here to do and become masters ourselves. And honestly, the Emperor in that enlightened, benevolent leadership thing, benefiting those in their charge, that's like Ascended Master territory. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, my Ascended Masters, I don't know if this is soul contract or not, because this could be them as the king and the Emperor. So we're going to say General Assembly here, but please, this feels dicey with that Five of Pentacles on the inner. So what is the perfect healing mantra for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading? Alchemizing the King archetype with the help of the healing angels of support, should they call upon them. With that Five of Pentacles, earthquake on the inner, it just feels unstable. Yes, it will lead to the Six of Pentacles eventually within them, with that card of balance, and that's lovely. Equal give and take within themselves and others. But with that Emperor, double whammy with the King there, really that royal blue is just so mirrored on both of those cards. So what is the perfect healing mantra to help them heal this and do the shadow work, however this plays out for them this full moon in Aquarius? Waning to new in Leo. Inspiring others. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. Now again, that does not, in my mind, resolve whether you are the king or someone else is. Just don't kiss their ass, right? No, I get this one. I help others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts, particularly if it's okay, a spoonful of sugar to make the medicine go down. Like if you have to like fire somebody or people or multiple, right? Or you have to make major business decisions. I'm sure this isn't for everybody, but you can put this in terms of a relationship. You have to deliver some truth and take some control here. Well, you can do it by saying, and there's a way to do this that is, as we all know, genuine as well as total horse hockey, right? There are ways just bullshitting people, buttering them up for the slap across the face isn't great either. But to inspire others and say, I really do appreciate this about you, right? Empowering them by acknowledging your gifts. And sometimes it's hard when people haven't acknowledged their own first, right? It's like you can tell people how wonderful they are, but if they don't see it, they don't see it. But when it's done with truth, Course in Miracles has this tricky line in it that says, tell a brother that they're right even when they're wrong, but it's not the way it's usually interpreted. And it's not buttering someone else up either. It really is getting like you're a soul in a human body doing the best that you can. So you're doing all right, right? Everybody's doing the best they can. But this thing we need to talk about, right? So benevolent, benefiting those in your charge, this is your option. Now, I would suggest working this mantra for a couple of days until you really not just have it memorized, but can feel it. And don't go directly towards the person and or people that this applies to, particularly if it's another king, right? Particularly if it is somebody that is used to being entitled and getting everything that they want. You're going to have to try it on, I don't know, baristas. I do. It's like, thank you. You've been so helpful today. That was really, really great. Like I'm giving them the customer service. But then again, they never switch my caf for decaf, which I hear baristas do if you need to them. Well, I would too. That's why I don't work in food service. I would hex their mocha. No, I wouldn't. I probably would. That's why I don't work in food service. So to inspire others, enlightened, benevolent leadership. This do make sense. But let's keep going. 2 more cards on the table. We're going to do the Healing with the Angels Oracle. We're going to do the Whispers of Love Oracle. Guess you could see why I would confuse those. The voices of the higher selves of all involved, not just you. Breathe. Yeah, I feel like someone's the boss here, and they gotta lower the boom. But, how much damage can you do with that, particularly if you're shaken on the inside, so to speak, 5 of Pentacles, and that could be fear of loss, particularly in a business situation, that if you really call somebody on the carpet without inspiring them, it can be really, really hard to let people go, but sometimes it's necessary too. Again, you gotta take this as it resonates. Breathe. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved here, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, and or insight needed for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with, in some way, shape, or form, the alchemy and shadow work of the king archetype, the healing angels of support, 5 of Pentacles, earthquake on the inner, emperor on the outer, and inspiring others, helping others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts, even if internally first, like really going deep on that, to get what these gifts are, the party, what gifts they're bringing to the party here. So what is the piece of information, inspiration, insight, the whisper of love for my caps this full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo? Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments. There might be some toxic residue if you had dealt with a king before and now you are dealing in that place again. either with another king, or now you are in the position of power. Here's an opportunity for you to let go of some psychic weight. Now look, I have worked for tyrants. Wait, oh my. Someday I will write the book, The Professional Witch. And no one else can write that book because it's about my resume. It's how I left the world of performance, show business, and really jumped both feet, real full leap off the cliff back in the 80s, into my spiritual path and into the industry of spirituality, which is a thing, right? I mean, crazy up close, lovely in front of the camera, nightmare behind the scenes. Both genders, by the way. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, right? Make your own, bring your own. But then this is about forgiveness. And that's why I'm going to say you need the healing support of this. Because let's say you had a king archetype for a father. I did, but he was mad. I don't mean angry, he was nuts. Everybody thinks their father was crazy. We have a doctor's note, right? So, that really taught me how to be a better leader. But, I'm a king of my own company. I'm not interested in taking over anybody's anything. I got plenty on my plate. Thank you very much. And I would like my queen to sit by my side. I'm gay. It's an energy dynamic cope because I'm really more the empress, but whatever. I even roll up my yoga mat and sit behind it on the couch smoking a cigarette. I'm like, oh my god, I'm the empress. Happens. It happens, life in tarot. So forgiveness. And it's interesting that they gave me that line from A Course in Miracles, because A Course in Miracles really is about forgiveness. But if they called it The Course of Forgiveness, nobody would have read it. Because it's the F word, right? It's the ego cannot forgive. Only the soul can. The ego has to unravel and be integrated into the soul for that to happen. And that's not always so pleasant. But it can really shake you up. Last card down. I still haven't memorized all of this. The Mystical Celtic Blessing cards to enrich and empower, called Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish. And I love to meet her. She looks, I have no idea what she looks like. Her work is amazing. So this is the only bookie book. I try and keep the bookie books to at least one per reading. Except for those new moon reads, because, we got the Crystal Oracle and all that stuff, all that yummy going on. So, this is the Pantheon of Pantheons, meaning gods and goddesses of all races, cultures, traditions, even star seeds are in there. I'm Lyrian, if you can't tell. Breathe. Oh, that's a very, very high vibe. Well, I guess that makes sense. Very still and very silent. I call upon the pantheons of pantheons. Please, one card in clarity. What is the blessing that you have placed upon this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, watching this video, receiving this reading, that they need to know this blessing is upon them so that they can adjust, so that they can relax, so that they can know they are supported. Alchemizing this 8th chakra archetype of the king from excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint, into enlightened, benevolent leadership benefiting those in their charge. They got, a 2-week waning moon period to work on that, but to call upon the healing angels of support in that process, to deal with the 5 of Pentacles, the earthquake going on inside of them, which could also be that creative intuition, heart, throat, third eye, crown, that they need to shake things up. And as the emperor, if they are this emperor, they're either shaking in their boots about an emperor or shaking in their boots about being an emperor here. That they have the world in their hand and the lightning, the truth to deliver one way or the other, so that they can inspire others, helping others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts. And from that, before, during, and after, can really come some forgiveness, because nothing can gained by holding on to past disappointments. And whether this is a past disappointment with somebody they're dealing with now, it could also be, if they can look, if they can go back, in their career and their relationship path, and see if this reminds them of something that might have gone on unhealed from something previous, maybe some stored inflammation, anger, rage kind of stuff, or just flat out fear, what is the blessing that you have for them so that they can forgive with the support that they need, inspiring others. This full moon in Aquarius to new in Leo. Blessings on a friendship. Scorpio got this one. This is a lovely, lovely card. And I know the dynamic there in the Scorpio was definitely to create sacred space with a friend and talk this out. Now, if you've got, you know, a neighboring king, or maybe a queen, a knight, I don't know, princes and kings, I don't know. How much counsel does a king want to get from a prince? Unless his name is Prince and he is funky, and when it comes to funk, he is a junkie, which I'm always down. I miss him terribly. Let's read this. Card number 14, Blessing on a Friendship, and let's do this for real because this is lovely. Yeah, take a nice couple of deep breaths. Breathe this one in because this is where, this is where the support is, and this might be more than one person. Card number 14, a blessing on a friendship. A blessing for a friendship where your best self is given permission to emerge and grow, and where mutual love is shared in good times and in bad. Work. Here we go. May your friendship be blessed with laughter, but never at the expense of the dignity of one of you. May your friendship be a delight to you both, a time of warmth and sharing, give and take, small offerings of what you have sent back and forth between you. May you be kind to each other and honest too. May you have the trust that true friendship needs to speak of things of the soul. And may there be loyalty, one to the other, without chains or obedience, but freely given. May there be affinities of the spirit, differences to exalt in, and if harsh thoughts or words enter in and blight the path of your companionship, may you pick them up as a stone in the road and move them out of your way. You get over it. You get over it is what that means. May there be closeness, but a bright and blessed space between you now. May you support each other's soul endeavors. May you breathe life into the fire of each other's dreams, inspiring others. And may there be moments of shared rapture with the simple things. The song you love most, the glory of dawn, the offering of meals, the breaking of bread, the warm circle of the arms of a friend which hold you while the world about you or within you is falling down or shook. Let there be mutual care, and may your friendship endure amidst the inconsistencies of the world. Let your friendship have its seasons, but let it turn on and on, ever changing, ever returning to the place where you find love for each other and greater love of self for knowing another. Blessed be. Blessed be. Yeah, you might want to take counsel, is I think what that's saying. I mean, unless you have to deliver harsh news to a friend. But then I think that blessing, to be aware of it and to work that blessing, and you know what to do. You know what to do here. Work this mantra first within yourself for a good couple of days, not just until it's memorized. That can be easy, depending if you're Generation X or older. You know, the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, folks. So that you can forgive. I mean, this is about forgiveness, and at least, this is a wonderful blessing to have, that this can be restored to friendship. But like it said, that stone in the road, if harsh things have to be said, that it be done in a sacred way, right? In an enlightened, benevolent way. Well, let me put it together for you in a final little blessing prayer spell thingy, hoo-ha, doo-dah. Please take a nice deep breath. As once again I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves of all involved, and the pantheon of pantheons. May the Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need for this full moon in Aquarius, about friends and acquaintances and connections with the world, honestly, waning to the new moon in Leo, that this earthquake going on within them can be shared with a blessing upon a friendship, maybe a new one, maybe an old one, maybe one that's never left their side, maybe someone who has come back around, as they ask for the healing angels of support to bring them what they need to stabilize that Five of Pentacles within them, inspiring others as they go, helping others feel empowered by acknowledging their gifts honestly and sincerely, so that forgiveness may flow, that they may be releasing disappointments with this person or someone like this person or someone completely unrelated, understanding that they are shook because of past stuff in the cell tissue, in the nervous system, that needs to be released, so that they can emerge as the Emperor or with the Emperor in a healthy, loving, friendship supporting way, with enlightened, benevolent leadership, and benefiting those in their charge for their well-being, for the well-being of everyone involved in this situation, and considering what the Divine Masculine's going through in this planetary ascension, for the well-being of all. In fact, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So would it be, and so it is. Tricky. Yeah, I'm trying not to do the doo-doo-doots to the music at the end that you're hearing right now, and it's a tricky, and these have been tricky, but they're shadow reads. I think there are real components here that you can emerge from this by new moon really, really feeling very good about yourself, regardless of what role you play. So do me a favor, if you can, comment below. Just say, I'm the king, my husband is the king, my boss is the king, my daughter, my wife, whoever, whatever, and let's keep it gender-free as much as possible, because I would love to hear that. I would love to hear. And by the way, the friend on this looks so much like Madonna. It's bizarre. Look, it's like Madonna Ray of Light with a unicorn. Anyway, you want to book me for a reading and go deeper? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, find me, drawingthecircle@gmail.com. And if you want a little bit more about me, go check out my About Mark Angelo Lyons. Go read the About Me on my website, and you'll see, oh my God, he started young. I certainly did. And I worked for a woman that they named a Toyota after years later, which, karma, karma, karma with the C. And check out my book, Words of Grace. A lot of the wisdom that I learned from my career doing somersaults a couple of years ago really, really is in that book. And may all that I do be a blessing unto you, and may all that you do be a blessing upon all this world for the well-being of all. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, all that jazz if you want to. Otherwise, wishing you the very best. And the very blessed, my beloved Capricorns. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.